If you're going to watch one video that I send you, please make it be this one, because I'm going to talk about a fundamental shift that you have to go through if you really want to not just drop the weight, but actually keep it off for the long run. And to add some context here, I want to talk about a study that I found absolutely fascinating. This happened in 2016, and there were 14 contestants from season 8 of The Biggest Loser. These are people who had lost hundreds of pounds, transformed their life in a very short amount of time. Of those 14 people, 13 had gained weight back, and 5 of them had either regained or exceeded the weight that they were pre-show, pre-competition within 6 years. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Again, these are people who went through a massive transformation that was very visible, but within 6 years, all but one of them had gained weight back, and most of them had either met or exceeded the weight they were before. That's crazy, right? And so what I want to talk about today is why that happens. Why is it so hard to keep weight back? Why is it that 95% of diets fail? And what can we do to make it so that yours does not? You are the 5% that succeeds, so that you actually change your lifestyle for the next 20, 30, 40 years instead of just for the next couple of months, right? So what I'm going to share in the next 5 minutes, if you actually apply it, it will dramatically reduce the likelihood that you gain the weight back, and it will dramatically increase the likelihood also that you enjoy it, that this doesn't suck, that you won't dread the next 20 to 30 years. Because when I say that, you might think, oh man, like I'd love to keep the weight off for the next 20 to 30 years, but what is that actually going to entail? My life is going to suck. I'm going to be uncomfortable the whole time. If you're thinking that, this is for you. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to how you approach discomfort. When I talk about discomfort with the diet and habits, you probably think about some of the things you're struggling with right now, which you might be really crushing it right now. You might be plateaued. Regardless, there are things that when I talk about discomfort, you associate them with it. You're thinking about tracking food. You're thinking about eating smaller portion sizes. You're thinking about getting workouts in, blocking out time for that, maybe saying no to mindless snacks. Whatever it is, there are things you feel uncomfortable about. And if you're like me, you love food. Maybe it's hard for you to block out time for workouts. That might not come naturally for you. Because for most people, they equate food with pleasure and workouts with pain. But when you're craving ice cream and cookies and burgers, this is the shift. It's not actually the pleasure of eating that you're craving. It's more, like way more to do with the fact that you are looking to avoid the discomfort of not having those things, right? Because somewhere along the line, you decided that having those foods was better than not having them, even if it meant sacrificing your long-term health goals. So to shift that, you have to ask yourself, do I view eating healthier as a way to relieve discomfort, or do I view it as discomfort, like a source of discomfort itself? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to decide if that momentary discomfort of making a change to your eating habits, because there will be discomfort in the moment, you have to decide if that discomfort is greater than the discomfort of not reaching your long-term health goals. You have to decide if that momentary pain is greater than the pain of living the rest of your life knowing that you have not reached your full potential with your health. That is a question you have to answer for yourself. It's blunt, it's on the nose, but at the end of the day, you have to ask that and answer it for yourself if you want to get there. But imagine how different your choices around food would be if you decided that the discomfort of making a change right now was less than the discomfort of living the rest of your life knowing that you did not reach your goals, right? It would be way easier. You and I already know that. That does not mean that there's never a time where you can enjoy these kind of indulgent foods or snacks, or that you have to dedicate your life to the gym. I'm going to make another video later on where I talk about how to practically do that in your life. You can absolutely have those things, and you should incorporate them into your plan long term. But for right now, I want you to ask yourself, particularly about your view of discomfort. Again, do you view the discomfort of eating healthier, blocking out time for workouts, do you view those as a source of discomfort in of themselves, which means that it's going to suck forever? Or do you view them as a way to relieve the long-term discomfort of not reaching your health goals? I leave you with that. Really proud of the work that you're putting in. I want to see you be that 5% that do succeed. I want to increase that percentage in the long run, because if you can view these choices of eating healthier and getting workouts in as a source of relief for that long-term discomfort, of course you're going to choose them every time. Of course you're going to be excited about making the better choice and working out. Everything becomes way easier when you view it in the context of that long-term goal. Proud of you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think.